Well, hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me for WLBT Plus. My name is Kara Shirley. I'm your digital news desk host on this Monday, this Veterans Day, the 11th of November. First off, let's just go ahead and say it. Thank you so much to all of the veterans out there for your service to our country. You are greatly appreciated, and I hope that you have a wonderful day today as people hopefully remember you, honor you, pay their respects to you, and maybe even get a few discounts, extra discounts rather, at some stores. So happy Veterans Day to all of the veterans out there. I have several in my life. The two that are the most special to me are both in heaven now. I have my very dear friend, Kenneth Stokes, which is not any relation to the councilman Kenneth Stokes here, but he was a dear friend of mine from Meridian that passed away a couple of years ago. And then my grandfather is a veteran as well, served in both the Army and the Navy. So I am very thankful for all veterans out there. So thank you again for serving our country. And if you're watching, thank you for watching. If you're tuning in on our app through through your phone or any type of smart device, or on our website, WLBT.com. I appreciate you being here. And if you're tuning in on our streaming channel, our social streaming channels, rather, we have Facebook, Twitch, YouTube, and sometimes we even stream on our TikTok page. But thank you for tuning in, and let me know where you're watching from. I do appreciate it. Now, we do have a little issue with our streaming service where I can normally post the comments that people have on the screen and it says their name. It's not doing that right now. There's a little glitch with Facebook. So if you leave a comment and you're watching from Facebook, just let me know your name. Just put your first name in because it's not going to show me who it is. It's just going to say Facebook user. So I'd like to know who is tuning in. I do see Angela on right now from the Mike Magazine, and it is showing her name, but not everybody's name is showing. I don't know why. But hi, Angela. Thank you so much for watching. Enjoyed seeing you this morning. So we do have a little bit of news to get into, some things that happened overnight, as well as giving you an update on things that happened over the weekend. And we are going to be talking a little bit more about the investigation that's going on in Hinds County right now with our city officials, our county officials, or the county DA, rather, Jody Owens. We're going to be taking a look at that in just a little bit as well. And we're going to give you a brief look at our forecast. But of course, at 2:30 today, our First Alert weather team will be in here to give you that full look at your forecast. So let's go ahead and jump into the news right now. We told you a few weeks ago about a man or a individual here in the Flowood area that was taken to the hospital after falling off of a truck that or a vehicle that he was trying to carjack. It was a big SUV, so I guess you could say it was kind of a truck. But he has now been let out of the hospital. He was in the hospital following that incident, and he has now been let out of the hospital, and he is currently behind bars. So the individual's name, let me get him pulled up here for you on the screen so you can see it. Here we go. So here he is. His name is Elias Ovilio Chokshay. He's 28 years old. And from Flowood Police Chief Eric Zetterholm said that he was arrested last Thursday by the Flowood Police after he was discharged from the hospital. He was being treated for injuries after officials say the woman that he was trying to carjack, Nicole Odom, drove away in the vehicle. He hit the pavement in the parking lot of Applebee's on Lakeland Drive, and he was booked and taken to the Rankin County Jail. So, just an update on that story to let you guys know what is happening with it. Then, overnight, there was a high speed chase that came into Jackson. Was led the Rankin County police on a high speed chase, and his name is Jason Antonio Salter. Here he is on your screen. Here we go. So he is being charged with aggravated domestic violence, carjacking, and fleeing and eluding. So he is being held without bond until he goes before the court. To his initial appearance in Rankin County. Police received a call about 3:18 this morning from a woman who was requesting a civil standby. She was asking for an officer's help for her to come and get her things out of her home that she was not being allowed to get. So while deputies were on their way there to the scene, the woman called back saying Salter attempted to assault her with a chainsaw and stole her car. So the chase ended on Highway 80 and Terry Road here in Jackson, where the car being pursued crashed and landed on its side. And that's what you can see here in this video. Let me restart it. You can see that car there on its side. We do know that he was taken away in handcuffs. We don't have any updates on if he is injured or anything like that at this time. But once we do get that, we will definitely update you on it. So, Facebook user says, "Hey, I'm Nick. Hi, Nick. Thank you so much for tuning in." We have another Facebook user that's saying, "Hey, guys." Like I said, there's an issue, a little glitch between Facebook and our streaming platform that we use here. It's not showing me you guys' names. So, if you would, before you leave a comment, just put your name in there and let me know who it is I am talking to. I appreciate it. Hopefully, this will get fixed soon because I like seeing you guys out there. So let's talk about what would happen here in Jackson if the mayor, Shockway Antar Lumumba, if he did end up resigning. A lot of people are probably wondering that. We just saw a portion or saw what would happen rather when Angelique Lee resigned. And what we have learned is that really the process would be the same. So if the mayor is convicted, write this down for you guys. So if the mayor is convicted or if he agrees to plead guilty, would be required to step down as the mayor under the Mississippi state statute. At this time, he is not required to because he has just been indicted. He has not been found guilty of anything. So the person that would serve as a new mayor or a interim mayor until a new mayor is decided would be from the Jackson City Council, and the Jackson City Council would appoint that interim mayor. So Jackson has had 2 acting mayors since 2009. The Secretary of State's office does say that no special election is required if 6 months or fewer than 6 months remain in a term. However, an election must be set if the unexpired term exceeds that. So, like what we saw with Ward 2 with Angelique Lee, there was more than 6 months left in her term as councilwoman for Ward 2. I can't get those words out right, can I? Councilwoman for Ward 2. So because there was 6 months left, there had to be a special election. And the special election was people who signed up essentially to run as the council person for Ward 2. They had to get signatures and basically kind of like just a signature, sheet of signatures saying that they were supported by these people. So the person that could be possibly, if it were to happen, the person that would be in the role for the mayor would have to go through the same thing if a special election was held. Now, like I said before, right now there is no statute in the state of Mississippi that would require the mayor, Jody Owens, Aaron Banks, any of them to resign from their roles because they have only been indicted. They have not yet been found guilty. And in this states, United States, you are innocent until proven guilty. Now, they can choose to resign if they believe that their role in this investigation could hinder the workings of it being the mayor role, the role of a Hinds County DA, the role of a councilman. They could resign, they could choose to, but they're not required to. The only thing that would require them to resign and step down is if a guilty verdict happened. And so that's where we're at right now. We are waiting to see. We're going to continue to follow this, obviously, until the very end. We're going to bring you guys all the updates that we can. And I also want to let you know that make sure to tune in to our newscast tonight, because in those newscasts, we are doing a little bit of deeper digging into this, and we're going to bring you some more information. So make sure you're watching our newscast later tonight. We did have the opportunity to speak with local congressman and longtime Congressman Benny Thompson, getting his thoughts, weighing in on the alleged bribery scandal. And here is what he had to say about it.
I think it's unfortunate, but every person has his or her day in court. So I think we'll see what plays out. There are a lot of people who are concerned about it, but I trust our justice system. So we'll see what happens.
So again, all three men have pleaded not guilty in this, and they are expected to go to court in January, to go to trial in January. So we'll follow it, and we'll let you guys know as soon as we get any kind of updates. And also, I just want to let you guys know, if you want to read up on the bribery scheme, all the stories that we have done, that we've presented, you can go to our website, Wlbt.com. At the top of the page, you will see where it says Jackson Bribery Scheme, and you will be able to read and watch all of the stories and investigations that we've done on this, going in depth into this. So let's talk about something else that happened at the federal courthouse this past week, and that was a former sheriff is now out on bond this morning, but he was convicted of accepting bribe money to provide ammunition to a convicted felon. So Marchand Chrysler, was found guilty on Friday of the crimes that he committed serving an interim sheriff of Hinds County. He now faces up to 20 years in prison when he will be sentenced in February. So a jury did find Chrysler guilty of taking bribes in exchange for favors during his time as the sheriff, and providing ammunition to Tanari Moore, a felon who agreed to work with the FBI as an informant. So Moore says that in exchange for $9,500, Chrysler promised him a number of things, including a job at the jail, heads up if his name ever came into legal matters. Moore says that Chrysler also offered to expunge his record. Prosecutors played audio and video recordings of the two men exchanging money and talking about all of this, but Chrysler still maintains his innocence. So that's what we have right now. We're going to follow this. Of course, we'll let you know when the sentencing happens. It's supposed to happen in February again, and we will keep you updated on that. As of right now, though, he is out on bond. He is allowed to stay out on bond until the sentencing happens in February. And then we have the U.S. Justice Department is suing the state of Mississippi, or the Mississippi Senate, rather, for allegedly discriminating against a former staff attorney in its Legislative Services Office. So the DOJ alleges in its complaint that the Senate discriminated against Christy Metcalf, who is Black, by paying her significantly less than every other LSO attorney, all of whom were white. So the lawsuit claims that the Senate paid Metcalf about half of what her white colleagues were making in violation of the Title VII of the Civil Rights Act of 1964. The Justice Department is currently seeking back pay and compensatory damages for Metcalf. We will obviously keep on following this for you guys and give you an update on it when we receive it. Before we get into the quick weather or looking at the weather real quick, let's go ahead and hear from our sponsor, Jackson Water.
Hey Jackson, curious about our water system? Join the Jackson Water Academy to get the inside scoop on our water and sewer operations. 3 sessions, 3 months, and a whole lot of hands-on know-how. You'll even get a behind-the-scenes tour of the O.B. Curtis Water Treatment Plant. So if you're ready to dive in, head to jacksonwater.com/water academy or give us a ring at 601-500-5200 to apply. But hurry, spots are going fast.
And again, we want to thank Jackson Water for sponsoring WLBT Plus, making it possible for us to bring you this show every weekday at 1 o'clock, as well as the other shows and other things that we have in work, more content for you guys that we have in the works, which we'll be bringing to you very soon. So let's look at our forecast, or our current temperatures rather, what is looking like outside right now. I know the sun is shining, but it is still it's a little warm. For this time of year, it's a little warm. So we're looking at 79 here in Jackson, 80 over in Forest, 78 down in Natchez. Our current radar is showing no rain in sight right now, at least, but those chances will increase over the next few days. Our 12-hour forecast shows 0 chance of rain through the night. We are going to drop down to the upper 50s overnight, which is going to be extremely nice, I believe. And if we look at our next 7 days, you can see where we do have a significant increase in the chance of rain on Wednesday, 60% chance of rain. But look at those Friday and the weekend forecast coming up. We've got beautiful sunny skies expected, no rain for the weekend as of this time, and temperatures in the mid 70s. It's going to be beautiful. Friday is going to be great as well. It's really going to be a nice forecast, and we still need that rain. We still have some dry conditions across the state of Mississippi, still have some drought conditions in certain places, so we do definitely need the rain that is coming, but you can't be mad about those cooler temperatures and beautiful sunny days. Let's talk now about the Salvation Army. They need some help. They need some volunteers, especially now with the holiday season getting underway. And the Salvation Army is hoping that you and me, all of us out there, will remember the children and the elderly that are in need when checking off your Christmas list. That was really loud. Goodness, sorry. So the angel tree at Bass Pro Shop over in Pearl was one of the first with a decorated tree with names of children and the elderly. So you're asked to select an ornament with the name, age, size, and wishes of the child or senior. And I love they're including seniors doing a senior tree. They may have been doing this before. This is the first I've heard of it, but I absolutely love this. There are so many seniors out there, whether they're in assisted living or even living at a home on their own, that can be forgotten about during the holidays. So I love that this is happening. So children are up to age 12, and those 65 and older are the seniors, and they're asking for clothing, toys, because even senior citizens need toys too, blankets, and of course essentials. So last year, amazingly, nearly 1,800 were served. This year, demand has grown to 2,000, but I believe, knowing the giving that is in the heart of Mississippians, I believe that we can definitely grow that and provide for more than 2,000. But let's hear from the Salvation Army.
And it's a good idea to do if you're trying to be kind and help other families in need.
That equates to about 450 families. And then their seniors have increased as well. And so, I mean, I think the numbers just tell a story that people are hurting and they're just seeking help.
So you are also, of course, asked to give at the red kettles that are going to be going throughout the Jackson area. If you hear that bell ringing, don't avoid that doorway. Just put some change. I mean, If everybody gave $1, do you know how big of a difference that would make to so many people out there? So make sure you support the Salvation Army. They do a lot for people in our area, especially the kids and now elderly during this time of the year. So try to get out and support Salvation Army. Adopt a person, adopt a child, adopt the elderly, or throw some money in the red kettles. Now, in case you weren't aware, November is National Lung Cancer Awareness Month. Over the weekend, healthcare facilities opened their doors to people who were unable to come during the week for a lung cancer screening. The UMMC Cancer Center and Research Institute took up that calling a step further. They gave free screenings for lung cancer, which is awesome to me. It's specifically to help those that are uninsured or underinsured. The screening, simple 15-second scan of your chest, and that could possibly save your life.
There's a dramatic difference between finding lung cancer early versus late. And so, unfortunately, most lung cancers are found late, not just in Mississippi, but nationally. And we'd like to flip that script and start finding them early and giving the 1,800 Mississippians that are going to pass this year from lung cancer an opportunity to live.
So to be eligible for a lung cancer screening, you have to be between 50 and 60 years old with a smoking history or a former cigarette smoker that has quit within the last 15 years. And for more information, you can visit UMMC's website. So that's going to be it today for WLBT Plus, just giving you a few little things, updates of the stuff over the weekend, overnight, and then a few little more information on Salvation Army and things like that. I do appreciate you guys being here. Make sure you tune into our newscast tonight. Download the First Alert weather app, download the WLBT News app so that you can not only get those notifications on the forecast or any changes in the forecast in your area, but you also get the alerts for breaking news. With the WLBT News app, you can watch all of our newscasts, whether they are happening right then. You can watch them live, or you can watch them on demand later. I hope you guys have a wonderful day, an absolutely wonderful Veterans Day. Again, before I go, let me say thank you so much to all of the veterans out there. And I hope you guys come back tomorrow at 1 o'clock to join me. Have a great day.